Good evening. I would like to call to order the May 28, 2025 meeting of the Westchester Area School Board. Tonight we welcome a student from Stetson Middle School, Fatmata Sise and Emma Rosenfield, along with their principal, Mrs. Pachala. If you could come up to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we'd love to hear what's happening at Stetson Middle School.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Emma Rosenfield, and I'm so grateful that Mrs. Pachala gave me the chance to speak tonight. I'm excited to share how Stetson became my community over the past 3 years and helped me grow into the person I am today. There are 5 groups that helped me find my place at Stetson: Chorale, Chorus, the Musical, the Talent Show, and Kindness Club. Each one helped shape who I am and gave me a real sense of belonging. Through both Chorale and Chorus, I found a place where I could express myself and feel connected to others through music. Singing alongside people who cared about each other and about what we were creating together made me feel proud and supported. Being part of the theater department at Stetson was the most welcoming experience I've ever had. In 7th grade, I joined Mary Poppins and had an amazing time even as part of the ensemble. This year, I auditioned for Shrek and ended up playing Dragon. I was nervous and struggled with confidence at first, but about halfway through rehearsals, something clicked. I stopped worrying and just gave it my all. I felt seen. I felt like I'd found my people. Middle school is hard, and finding your way can be even harder. But when you find a group where you truly can be yourself, it changes everything. For me, that group was theater. Stetson created a sense of community where I felt safe to grow and be proud of who I was becoming. I also found that in the talent show, standing on stage, nervous but excited, I realized I was not alone. We're all here for each other. That support and teamwork made me feel confident and connected. Stetson created this sense of community by letting students lift each other up. And at Kindness Club, a club I co-founded, we focused on making a positive difference. We met in the library with Dr. M during lunch, where we made birthday cards for teachers and thank you notes for staff members whose names were pulled from a jar. Handing those out each week reminded me how small actions can make people feel seen and appreciated. Stetson created this sense of community through kindness, and I'm so proud to have been part of that. These experiences are what made Stetson more than just a school for me. They made it a place where I belonged. Thank you.
Hello and good evening, everyone. My name is Fatmata Sise, and I'm an 8th grader at Stetson Middle School. Over my 3 years at Stetson, I've been a part of 7 different activities: Honors Chorale, the Westchester Area School District Honors Chorus, Science Olympiad, Reading Olympics, Drama Club, Softball, and Girls League. Through each of these activities, I've been taught multiple skills and lessons over time. In Chorale, I was taught how to read music, knows what different symbols mean, and the difference between fortissimo and forte. In the Honors Chorus, I learned how to memorize music, take notes in shorter amounts of time, and I also learned how to balance my time between my other activities after school and Honors Chorus. In Science Olympiad, I learned some things some kids don't learn till college, like the difference between lipoma, lymphedema, and lipidensis. And I also figured out which study strategies could help me in other classes while I study for my science events. Reading Olympics taught me how to memorize certain details in books, which helped me meet new people during 6th grade, when I didn't really talk to too many people because it was all too new for me in middle school. In Drama Club, I learned how to memorize dances and songs, which helped me with my coordination and also helped me meet new people that shared my common interests. This year, I joined softball for the first time. It was fun, and I learned how to get along with people, with others when necessary, and to listen to corrections and apply them. With Girls League, I was taught that I do have a voice and an ability to help change my school for the better, but also to compromise and listen to others. With all these clubs and opportunities given to me at Stetson, I've been not able to only grow, but flourish as a person using these skills. I have truly enjoyed these opportunities that were provided to me. Thank you, Stetson.
for coming out. And can I ask, will you both be going to Ruston next year? That's great, great. Well, enjoy the rest of 8th grade, and Dr. Christopher and I will be over in a minute to give you your certificate. We're going to practice your 8th grade graduation. Right here, you can come right here. Yeah, proceed up. And I'm going to shake your hand. There you go. You got that. And hold that like I'm handing it to you. I'll get your photo. All right, you're ready. And Emma, do the same. Great. And now we'll get one with Mrs. Richala and Dr. Christopher. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to the rest of the night. We have a lot of fun things tonight. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. We have no special announcements this evening. And next on the agenda is roll call, Ms. Cherish.
Vice President Bevilacqua.
Here.
Director Christie. Director Dietrich.
Here.
Director Dornell. President Fleming.
Here.
Director Fry.
Here.
Director Herman. Here. Director Parkinson.
Here.
Director Barnsley.
Here.
And for the last time, Madison Matthew.
Here.
Peter Kennedy.
Here.
Diana Munoz Lopez.
Here. Oh, that's sad to hear last time. We'll move on to public comment, and I do believe, Mrs. Sundquist, that there is a public comment on agenda items.
Yes, there are 4 comments this evening on agenda items, so I will read the statement. Now is the time for public comment on agenda items. The board will follow the procedures established in policy 903. All individuals wishing to comment this evening were required to properly register prior to the designated start time of tonight's meeting by completing the information specified on the public comment registration card. Once called to the podium, each commenter will begin by stating their first and last name and municipality. Each speaker must limit their comments to 3 minutes or less per public comment period. Commenters may not cede their time to other individuals. Individuals will be notified by the time clock when the time allotted for public comment has expired. There will be a second public comment period at the end of the meeting for comments from residents following these same guidelines. The board asks that all commentary be directed to the board as a whole. Public comment may be interrupted or terminated if the commentary exceeds 3 minutes or if the commentary is obscene and or threatening in nature. Our first speaker this evening is Steve Sobick.
Hello, my name is Steve Sobiek. I am a former Henderson teacher for 20 years, retired in 2024. I'm here to congratulate the Henderson academic team for its monumental performance at the High School National Championship Tournament, HSNCT, over Memorial Day weekend at Atlanta, Georgia. HSNCT hosted 336 teams from 306 teams from 267 schools in 37 states. Henderson finished 4th. While you may be familiar with the local CCIU academic competition, Henderson aspires to play on a bigger stage, the national stage. The road to Atlanta is much longer and more difficult. The Henderson team first needs to qualify to secure a berth in the Nationals. Teams play on Saturdays, and their first stop was the Princeton tournament in September. Henderson finished 3rd behind Hunter College Magnet School from New York City, a 2-time national champion, and Livingston High School from New Jersey, ranked #1 in the preseason Quiz Bowl polls. Yes, there are Quiz Bowl polls and rankings. You are totally wasting your time looking at college football rankings. The next stop was Lehigh Valley in the Moravian Tournament in October. Henderson finished first in the field of 18. Then the Penn Manor Tournament in December, finishing first in the field of 24. Then to the Great Valley Tournament on the first Saturday in January, taking first place again. I hope you notice this pattern. Okay? In April, they finished first in the Eastern Pennsylvania Regional Championship, a field of Pennsylvania teams going to the Nationals in May. For these Saturday competitions, the kids leave Henderson at 7 or 6:30 in the morning on Saturday and return at 6 at night. The coaches, Brian Johnson, Mary Sweeney, this is all uncompensated time because the district coaching supplementals only apply to the CCIU competition. And more importantly, it also means time away from their families. When Henderson's CCIU season ended in February, Coach Johnson and the team pressed on with practices 3 days a week, March, April, and May. Again, all uncompensated time. Believe it or not, there is life beyond the academic team in Henderson. Brian and his wife Danielle welcomed their third child, Sarah. I said to Brian, "You have a wife and children? How can this be? You spend all your time with me." Unfortunately, Brian mourned the passing of his father after a long illness during this time. The team did not miss a beat, signing up for an online tournament. Because Mr. Johnson could not chaperone them and they could not use the Henderson name, they cheekily used the pseudonym, the Samuel Barber Boys Academy, as a nod to one of Henderson's most famous graduates. The team left Westchester at 7:30 Thursday evening, sharing a charter bus with Great Valley, Downingtown STEM, and Cedar Crest teams, their rivals but also their friends, for their 12-hour trip to Atlanta. Entering the tournament, in case you didn't check the pre-tournament quiz bowl polls, Henry was ranked 29th in the nation.
Sir, I know we discussed this, I think the next commenter's finishing off for you.
I have my second coming up.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just helping her out here.
That's all right. The next commenter is Andrea Sankaran.
Good evening. My name is Andrea Sankaran. I'm a resident of West Goshen. My son Alex was on the Henderson academic team, graduated in 2016. They were the first team to go to nationals. I'm picking up where Steve left off. Entering the tournament, he already read that part. Entering the tournament, in case you didn't check the pre-tournament quiz bowl polls, Henderson was ranked 29th. A team plays 10 preliminary matches and needs to win 7 games to advance to the championship bracket. On Saturday, Henderson went 4-3 and had to sleep on that performance, knowing that they needed to win all 3 matches on Sunday morning. They won those do-or-die matches and then broke for lunch. Henderson began its epic run through the tournament, reeling off 6 victories through Sunday afternoon and evening, making the Final Four, besting teams from Connecticut, Georgia, California, New Jersey, Massachusetts, and Illinois. The team played 18 matches in 36 hours, not just testing their knowledge, but also their mental stamina. The team deserves recognition for all of their effort, perseverance, and time. The academic team has the longest season of any Henderson team, any team, starting the Tuesday after Labor Day and going all the way through the end of May. In addition, the support of parents and guardians is indispensable. Aiden's mother said after finishing his homework and then researching information for the academic team, Aiden would ask her to help him practice questions before he went to bed. And as for the coaches, Brian Johnson and Mary Sweeney demonstrate every day their dedication to the students, challenging the students to excel. This is from Steve. In closing, I grew up in the 1960s with the American space program, the era of dreaming big. The 2019 team finished 16th, which is like Apollo 8, going to the moon and orbiting without landing. The 2025 team is like Apollo 10, going to the moon, launching the lunar module and descending the 15,000 meters above the moon's surface. The 2026 team is already talking about and getting ready for its next mission, or I mean the next season. Let's hope it's like Apollo 11, planting the Henderson flag. Thank you.
The next commenter is Cohen Messenger. Cohen Messenger.
Hello, what I'm here to talk about is the recent suggestions for changes to the high school schedule. The main problem I have with it is the adjustment periods for incoming freshmen, where they already have to deal with a lot of workload adjustment and all of that stuff. So it would be a lot of adjustment for a whole new schedule that's completely different from the current middle school schedule. And another problem is the extended class time, which seems like a good thing in theory, but with the dropping of classes, there's a loss of class time by 5%, which is 9 days total of class time loss. And many students have said with the increased time that will be given to those class periods, that it would be difficult for them to focus when in our generation, things like attention span are diminishing so much already that this time seems inconsiderate almost. And with classes that have 2 periods like AP Sciences, it seems like 2 hours of learning something that is so intense and analytical that it seems like a 2-hour-long class would be a lot for a student to comprehend. And a main problem with the schedule itself is that, as I said, the loss of time and the removal of the lunch period, where there is the included lunch and learn, which is very good in theory as well. But for when students who have different dietary restrictions or different dietary habits, where eating throughout the day is very important. When you're only given a study hall instead of a lunch class, it can be more diminishing to their health. And especially with these AP classes, like I said, there's certain classes where there's so much time to cover all of the curriculum, and it feels like because there is so much content to these curriculums, there isn't even enough time already to review for AP tests and even learn all of them. That's why we have summer assignments and certain units which are taught to themselves. So with this loss of time overall, a lot of teachers as well as students feel like this sort of lack of time is much more harmful to the students in general. Thank you, that's all.
Judy DeFonso.
Before I start, I'm not sure if Dr. Christopher's going to be in the way of the clock. Thank you. Now you're in the way of Sorry about that. I rely on the clock when I'm up here. Thank you. Jude DeFonso, still living in East Goshen. Wanted to talk actually about my comment that I made last month. Last month I was saying about how I didn't like the idea of autistic support being put into stark weather. But as it turns out, right now the breast and feeder pattern has multiple disability support. East Feeder Pattern has autistic support, and Henderson has life skills. What they would be doing is they would be growing a new set of autistic support schools. So they, breast and feeder pattern would have both multiple disabilities. And I didn't know that. I talked to Dr. Reynolds after the last meeting and got some clarity. And I just wanted to come up here and kind of, correct myself. I also wanted to talk to our student reps here, because I noticed this is their last meeting. I found a quote from George Carlin. You may know him as Mr. Conductor of the Island of Sodor, and other people might know him as a comedian or social critic. But I think that he's a very wise person with many of the things that he's had to say. And the quote is, don't just teach your children to read. Teach them to question what they read. Teach them to question everything. And this was said in one of his YouTube videos from March of 2008, with AI, I think it's very important that all students start questioning what they see, what they read. Because it used to be, seeing is believing. That's not so true anymore. I think you have a larger, harder job moving forward and ask questions. That's how I found out about what I spoke about earlier. That's how you find out about a lot of things. You find out who the right people are, you ask the right questions, and that's my advice to you as you move into your next stage of life. And good luck to everyone and everyone out in the audience who is graduating and moving on from the Westchester School District. Thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone for coming out to speak. I thought we had a couple more, but I think they're on non-agenda items at the end of the meeting. We will now approve the minutes from the April 28th, 2025 meeting. May I have a motion to approve the minutes from that meeting? Dr. Dietrich, may I have a second? Dr. Herman, are there any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion.
I'm an abstain.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, moving on, I have an executive session announcement. Ms. Cherishore, please note in the minutes, the board met in executive session tonight, May 28th, 2025, regarding a personnel matter. Now is the opportunity for board members to request changes to the board agenda. Are there any requests for change? Dr. Parkinson, or Director Parkinson?
Thank you, President Fleming. Please remove the agenda item K2, approval of contract of employment for Angela Williams, Director of Human Resources for the Westchester Area School District.
Okay. I have a motion to remove the agenda item K2. May I have a second? Vice President Bevilacqua, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Now, Dr. Christopher will give us his monthly superintendent's report.
This is where we're going to do lots of recognitions during this report. So all of you who've been sitting here waiting, we appreciate you being here tonight. So as May comes to a close, our schools are filled with energy from final concerts and field days to senior celebrations and moving up ceremonies. It's a great and busy time that highlights just how much our students and staff have accomplished together. This will be my second graduation here at Westchester. I was here last year for the 3 graduations, and I'm just as excited as I was last year. This year's a little bit different. I have a daughter who will be graduating at Ruston on June 4th, so that day will be a little bit more special for me, certainly, as a dad, so I'm super excited about that, and I'm very thankful that the weather looks pretty good next week. We're gonna knock on that wood. It may be nice next week, hopefully, so hopefully we'll be able to get all these in outside like we want to. My first gratitude I want to extend tonight are to our 3 student representatives who've just been great this year. These students have done a remarkable job sharing the events, experiences, and highlights of their respective high schools. I think the school board will agree with me in saying that your reports and enthusiasm are some things we really look forward to every one of these nights. So thank you so much. Madison, Peter, and Diana, it's been a great pleasure getting to know you. And we have some party gifts for you. It's not another trophy, Peter. Finally, I will encourage you to take your nameplates with you tonight. Make your dorm rooms a place that looks official. So where you can, people will know who you are, which is great. So now, if I could get our Westchester Waymakers to come up. So all of our staff members are here who've been Westchester Waymaker. If we could get you to come up here to the podium, that would be great. As they're coming up. So at the start of this year, actually the start of 2025, we launched this idea of recognizing staff members in kind of an informal way as Westchester Waymakers, where we would kind of like flash mob you, show up at your school. You didn't know we were coming. You know, some of your principals were really entertaining. Did like large things like entire student groups. Sometimes we just came to your classroom and had an opportunity just to recognize you just for the outstanding work that you do as a staff member here in the school district. We are so fortunate to have so many amazing people here, and you guys really stand out. And it has been so much of a joy for me to be able to come and actually give these out every week. It's been one of the fun things I get to do every week, and I really enjoy it. So as I call your name, if you could just let us know who you are, you know, and if you guys could hold your applause until we're all done. I know that's hard for everyone. No one likes to do that, but it would be helpful. And if someone is here and I don't have your name, it's just that we didn't have your SVD, so please let me know at the end that you're here so we can make sure we recognize you as well. So our first up is Hope Alston, who's the multiple disabilities teacher at Starkweather. There you go. Jen Bailey is a math teacher at East High School. Jen, how are you? We went into Jen's class, she did not stop. She kept teaching calculus. We actually have to do something. I'm like, there's not enough stand here. We have to do something. She just kept right on going. They were maximizing what they were doing. Erin Bushnell, design lab teacher at Hillsdale. Erin, you're hiding there? Hi, hello. Katie Carlin, librarian at Exton. Katie. Danielle Donatali, intervention specialist at Stetson. Danielle. Nicole Doyle, special education transition teacher at the Transition House. That was a particularly fun one. We get to go to the Transition House with all of Nicole's, her students. We were very, very excited for her, which was great. Ken Fouette, an instrumental teacher at Glen Acres. Okay. Kayla Craisley, general music teacher at Glen Acres. They played us a song, actually, when we were there. The kids played us a song on the recorders. It was good. Robbie Giuliano, English teacher at Hewitt. Cynthia Heckler, special education paraprofessional at East Bradford. Cynthia works all day. She works in ACP in the morning, and she works with our kids all day, and then she works in ACP afterward. She's literally at East Bradford from the time they open the doors till they close them. Erin Jordan, design lab teacher at Fern Hill. Mackenzie Kramer, special education teacher at Greystone. Jeannie Lattimore, school nurse at Mary C. House. Jean, I called you Jeannie again, sorry about that. Denise Lorback, physical education and health teacher at Pierce. John Lenardi, assistant principal at Henderson. Yennis Mundell, head custodian at Exton. Yennis was our inaugural winner. She was the first one. And I was late. I went to the wrong building. It was great. They had the entire Exton Elementary School in the cafeteria waiting for me. And I was like 5 minutes late. It was outstanding. We did not get off to a great start. John O'Hare, campus safety officer at Stetson. John, thank you for being here. Amy Worth, special education teacher at Greystone. Michelle Porco, transportation manager at Spelman. Matt Tagline, German teacher at Ruston. Let's see Matt here. Lee Tobin, principal secretary at East Scotia. And Ashley Venegas, instructional coach at Fern Hill. Is anyone else here who I missed? Oh yes, got you. Amy Thomas, who we just saw this morning. Yeah. So that's probably why you're not on my list, Amy. You did tell me that. Who else is on this?
Jess Pizzone.
Jess Pizzone, yeah, okay, Jess Pizzone. I don't know, maybe I skipped you. I might have done that. But thank you all for being here. We just want to really thank you very much for all the work you do to support our students every day. It has been, like I said, a joy to be able to go out and give these awards, and to see you guys in action in your schools and classrooms. And it's been a great thing for us to be able to do that. And we just have really enjoyed being able to share some joy with you. So thank you for everything you do for us. I'd also like to share the names of those who were not with us because we're immensely proud of them and have them on our team as well. So Delaney Bowes, school counselor at Penwood, Kelly Brunner, second grade teacher at Glen Acres, Allison Garber, office and library assistant at East Bradford, Damon Gonzaga, capital programs manager and facilities and operations, Maureen Hamblin, kindergarten teacher at Penwood, Cassandra Culp, teacher at Westtown Thornberry, she's a great teacher there, Jess Bazzone, who we did see, she was here, Amy Thomas, instructional coach at Hillsdale, and Ryan Walter, living sport teacher at Westtown Thornberry. Let's give them a round of applause. Waymakers, if you did not follow Molly out into the, Molly Schwemmler out into the lobby, if you could do that at this time, she'd like to get a picture with all of you together. Now, last but never least, we'd like to recognize our amazing high school students. We know we have a ton of amazing high school kids here today. We're really excited to hear about all the great things that you've done this year. We're going to get started with East High School. So Dr. Graham, could you please start us off with the East High School students? Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, tonight I am honored to recognize the best of the best at East. Thank you. While I truly believe all our students accomplish great things in their own way, and the groups I'm about to announce tonight have earned state and even international recognition. So students, when I say your name, you can come on up to the podium. I have about 4 groups to announce tonight. First, I would like to congratulate our National Merit finalists. These 3 individuals are high-achieving seniors who, after earning semifinalist status, progressed to the finalist stage of the National Merit Scholarship Program. To become a finalist, the student must submit information including SAT scores, their transcript, a letter of rec from a school official, and an essay. And finalists are recognized ultimately for their academic excellence and are eligible for various scholarships. So congratulations to Jada Cooper, Sophia Fu, and Sneha Mahadevan. Distributive Education Clubs of America, which is DECA, prepares students for careers by providing them with opportunities to develop leadership, entrepreneurial, and problem-solving skills through competitive events. There's a long-standing tradition of success at East DECA, thanks to our business teachers, Carol Lill, who is here tonight, Joe Halloran, and Leah Gonzalez. These students were first place at our DECA State Conference. Jada Cooper, Leah Piambino, and Lauren Kuski for Business Operations Research Event, Jimmy Helferty and Jacob Bengal for the Financial Team Decision-Making Event, Cam Mon and Quinn Sandy for Independent Business Plan, and we have 4 students who received medals at the International Conference earlier this month. For Project Management in Community Awareness, we have Sharifa Diasani and Ella Toomer. They were among the top 10 in the world. And Jimmy Helferty and Jacob Bengal earned a high role play medal in financial analysis team event, ranking among the top 20 internationally. So come on up. Oh, you're already here. And as you know, we have a ton of talented musicians at East, but this particular student is a standout. He has earned one of the string-based chairs in All-State Concert Band. He has represented our music department at several festivals this year, District Orchestra and Region Orchestra with Tim Selfo, and District Band, Region Band, and All-State Concert Band with Chris Orlando. Thank you to both Mr. Selfo and Mr. Orlando for helping this student become the musician he is today. That's congratulations to Denith Hallenbach. Not least, I would like to recognize our indoor color guard who achieved remarkable honors this year. Their season culminated with a first place and a gold medal at Maine Mid-Atlantic Championships. The team scored a record-breaking 91.7, beating out 13 other schools from Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, and New York. They came in 13th place last year, and it was a huge turnaround as they came in first this year. So congratulations to this dedicated group of performers and their coaches. We are proud of you. Again, please come up when I say your name. We have coaches here, Coach A.K. Hazel, Coach Bridget Cuff, Coach Alex Mayer, and our students, Mackenzie Crozier, Olivia Gargiulo, Kat Guy, Alana Howe, Ava LaJoya, Sneha Mahavavan, Lucy Nelson, Mia O'Connor, Ryan Quinn, Jillian Smoker, Babisha Talakdar, and Rebecca Neidhart, who could not be here tonight. And of course, thank you to all the parents who came out tonight and share in my pride of your students. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Graham, and East High School. Next, we have Dr. Schlock. Please help us celebrate our Henderson High School students.
Dr. Christopher, members of the board, thank you for having us here tonight. I have a very long list. This has been a banner year for Henderson High School. I'm very, very proud. And Mr. Sobiak stole some of my thunder. I'm a resident. I could have taken another 3 minutes as well, Mr. Sobiak. Mr. Sobiak is a longtime Henderson academic coach and very proud of what he has built. Just talk a little bit, again, over the Memorial Day weekend. Henderson's A and B teams, led by Coach Johnson, competed in Atlantic, Georgia, and there was 336 teams throughout the country, some international teams. And I just want to give a shout out and another congratulations to team members, Aiden Anderson Sr., Peter Kennedy Sr., Sidar Sumesh, Kyle Mead, and VJ Nair, who again finished 4th place out of 336 teams. That is unbelievable. This 4th place finish is the highest of any high school from Chester County ever, and marks the highest placement for a team from Pennsylvania since State College won it in 2011. So that's a remarkable achievement. So congratulations to our academic team. This past year, we had 2 National Merit finalists. I'd like Neil Bender and Doriti Kamari to please come up. And I just wanted to say a few words. Neela had a 4.94 grade point average. She's an AP scholar with distinction. She took 17 AP courses. I didn't even know we had that many. She's practically in every National Honor Society. And she was a member of Senator Carolyn Committa's Student Advisory Council. Next year, she's going to be attending Duke University, majoring in sociology. Congratulations, Neela. And Doriti had a 5.0 grade point average, took 14 AP courses. Again, was in pretty much every National Honor Society that we have. Was in HOSA and many other organizations, and Doriti is going to be attending the University of Pittsburgh, majoring in molecular biology. Congratulations. Next up, we have our musicians, and this has been a banner year. Every year I think I say this, but this year we had 9 all-state musicians. That's unbelievable. So I'd like to introduce, let's bring them all up at one time so I can say a few words. Leonardo Garcia Rodriguez, Brooke Hoffman, Daniel Cruson, Heidi Krug, Nathaniel Niederman, Jackson Ogden, Charles Platt, Constantine Siliverstoff, and Skylar Trudeau. So I just wanted to say a few words about each individual here. So Leonardo is a junior, so he still has another year with us. He has a 4.4 grade point average, is in a lot of activities. has a bright future and no doubt will repeat next year. No pressure. Congratulations, Leonardo. Brooke Kaufman, one of our seniors, graduating with a 4.1 grade point average. She will be attending the University of South Carolina, majoring in music education and voice performance. Congratulations, Brooke. Daniel Cruzen, graduating with a 4.82 grade point average. He's an AP Scholar of Distinction, taking 11 AP courses, and is in the theater, choir, Aiden's Heart Club. Congratulations, Daniel. Next up, Heidi Krug, actually was All-State in two, choir and the oboe. Unbelievable. 4.92 grade point average, AP Scholar with honor. Heidi's going to be attending Messiah College and majoring in physical therapy. Next up, Nathaniel Niederman is also a junior bassoonist. Has a 4.3 grade point average and just unbelievable at being All-State as a junior. Jackson Ogden, also a junior with a 4.9 grade point average and AP Scholar of Distinction. Again, having being named a junior All-State is unbelievable. Charles Platt, also a junior, string bass with a 4.5 grade point average in many honor societies. And Konstantin Soliverstov, senior, 4.5 grade point average, is going to be attending Temple University, Boyer College of Music, majoring in classical piano and performance. And last but not least, Skylar Trudeau played the tuba, 4.4 grade point average, will be attending Savannah College of Art Design, majoring in visual effects and costume design. Congratulations to, not only are they great musicians, but also great academia as well. So please give them all a round of applause. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Next up is our athletes. I believe Mr. Fitch is there with some of our coaches as well. They can come up. We have Lindsay Hoffman, All-State Field Hockey. Joshua Jordan, All-State Soccer. And recently selected, just added her 2 days ago, Kendall Brandon, All-American Lacrosse. If you guys can come up. And just to say a few words about our athletes here, Lindsay, again, a great student, 4.1 grade point average, National Honor Society. She's going to be attending the College of New Jersey for field hockey, majoring in chemistry. So congratulations to Lindsay. And Josh Jordan, All-State Soccer, 4.3 grade point average. He is going to be attending Rensselaer Polytechnical Institute in soccer. Well, he's going to be playing soccer, but majoring in materials and engineering. And last but not least, Kendall Brandon was recently just named All-American, 4.52 grade point average, and she's going to be attending Stony Brook University for lacrosse and majoring in business management. So congratulations to our athletes. Once again, that was, I think I used over 3 minutes, so I apologize. Actually, I don't apologize, our kids are great. But it has been a banner year at Henderson High School, and I'm just so proud to be their principal. And as you see, we have great musicians, great athletes, and not only are they great musicians and athletes, but great academics and great students and great people. So thank you for giving us the time tonight to honor our kids. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sherlock at Henderson High School. Next, I'd like to ask our interim principal, Dr. Beaver. Thank you, by the way, Dr. Beaver. You've done a great job this year. We should give you a standing ovation. We have been very thankful to have you and are in your debt for the work you did this year supporting Ruston High School. So Dr. Beaver, you would please introduce our Ruston High School students. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr. Christopher, and good evening, directors, school board directors. It is a privilege to be here and recognize the students at Ruston. What a treat it's been for me to see what students at this age are capable of, being a career elementary principal. It's been a wonderful, wonderful springtime for me. And our spring, particularly our spring music and drama performances, have been simply amazing. I've been joining parents and special guests, just simply marveling at what these kids are capable of. And Mrs. Schaffman, our Ruston Orchestra Director, and I are thrilled to recognize one of the most talented and impactful music students to ever attend Ruston. You hear Mrs. Schaffman go on and on about this young man. It's quite fun. So after going through districts and regionals and state, finally to the state level, recognized as the state finalist for the violin is Vidhu Sriram. And I'm not sure if Vidhu is here tonight. I'm afraid he isn't, but unfortunately couldn't join us. But Vidhu, quite a student, quite a musician. And we have two more state-recognized students, and they were part of the DECA program, the Distributive Education Clubs of America. The description has already been shared, but I do want to say that the competitions are real-world business challenges where high school or college students can apply their knowledge and skills in areas like marketing, finance, hospitality, management. They compete in individual or team events that typically involve a role play or a case study. They're given a scenario and a short preparation time, and they develop a presentation to a solution, and they are judged. So I would like to thank Mrs. McCarter, our business teacher, who makes these opportunities possible for our group. So in the state championship level, out in Hershey in February for integrated marketing, a team of Evan Chappelle and Aran Gajar were state champs in the integrated marketing division. And I don't know if those gentlemen are here today either. I think that they weren't. So I wanted to say, those are our three state-level recognized students at Ruston, and we are extremely proud of them, Dr. Christopher. So thank you for this opportunity, and good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations to you all. I really appreciate everyone coming out this evening and recognizing our students and our staff. That was quite a bit of fun. Before we move on to our student reports this evening, I would like to thank our many community members who've been engaging with us in very different ways. So first, we did have about 250 individuals participate in our live webinar about proposed changes to the high school schedule for the fall of 2026. We really appreciate folks tuning into that. We had about 300 people also view the recording that we sent out to families. So that we really appreciate people taking time to look at that. And following the webinar, we hosted about 70 community members over 3 nights, one at each high school, where Dr. Kine and I had the opportunity to provide further clarifying information and also to hear directly from our families what they continue to be concerned about. We really appreciate that input, and we will use it to shape further plans and communications. We have several upcoming meetings in the next 2 weeks with students and staff to continue to dig into the details of the schedule. I think we're meeting with music tomorrow. And we have students here on Monday. So as we've stated previously in our communications, we plan to have a longer presentation about the schedule change process and to answer additional questions we received at our meetings in June. Lastly, I want to thank the 60 students, staff, and community members who spent 2 evenings with us last week as we began to create a North Star for really thinking differently about the goals of the educational experience we hope to provide for our students through our portion of a graduate process. Several of our board members were able to participate in that. I think we found it to be a really valuable and interesting activity, and we look forward to seeing where we end up with that in the coming months. We will be sending out survey links actually to our community in this week, so folks will be, even if you weren't able to participate in the face-to-face meetings, you'll be getting an opportunity to weigh in on that. So we really hope that you will take the time to fill out that, it's a brief survey on that information. To really ensure, our goal is to ensure that our students have the skills and habits in mind necessary to be successful in what we know is a rapidly changing world. And I feel very fortunate to work in such a dedicated community that's so invested in the work we're doing as a district and is so committed to participating in those types of things. It's really helpful to have those people. So now without further ado, we will turn it over to our 3 students, to the newly elected, I believe, Student Council President at East High School. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Good evening, everyone. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is my final school board report of the year. I know you're all going to miss my beautiful voice and my monthly EASE updates. But all jokes aside, this has been such a great experience, and I'm excited to share one last round of highlights from our school before we wrap up the year. EHS athletes have been breaking some incredible records this month. Kendall Thompson has placed first in girls javelin at the Chestmont Track and Field Championships, and her throw of 128 feet broke the school record and the Chestmont league record. Jacob Jocelyn placed first in the boys shot put at the same Chestmont Championship. Additionally, he broke the shot put school record at the Union Invitational. The previous and now broken record has stood for 45 years, so this is a huge accomplishment for Jake. East academic team had a great day on Friday, May 2nd, competing in the state competition in Harrisburg on the floor of the House and Senate. The team showcased the best of the East High School academics, and they'd like to thank Dr. Jones and Ms. Foreman for their inspiration, support, and organization. This month, many of our student leaders at East have embarked on a mission to connect with the 8th graders at Fugate Middle School. We look forward to these students joining our student body next year, as well as hosting more transition opportunities like this. The Pennsylvania Seal by Literacy is awarded to students who demonstrate high proficiency in English and additional language by graduation. The following students have achieved the seal this year: Matthias Guzman Scherenberg in Spanish, Audrey Lucas in German, and Mina Budak in Turkish. Congratulations to all of these students. Another congratulations to Sophia Fu, who was selected as one of the 621 semifinalists to advance to the final round of the 2025 U.S. Presidential Scholars Program. This is quite an accomplishment, and Sophia deserves this recognition for her outstanding achievements. This month, Jada Cooper was recognized at the Youth of the Year dinner. Jada is a senior with a passion for neuroscience, a fierce drive for learning, and a heart for service. From Stanford programs to launching her own mental health blog, she's already making an impact. Class president, soccer captain, community leader, she truly does it all with excellence and compassion, and we're very proud to call her our own. A couple of weeks ago, members of the National Art Honor Society took a memorable day trip to New York to explore the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Thank you to Ms. Bellucci and Mrs. Dooley for hosting this field trip. Our East DECA team recently returned from the international competition in Orlando. Congratulations to all participants, and a huge thank you to Mrs. Lowe, who is in the audience tonight, Mrs. G, for their leadership. Ella Toomer and Sharifa Diasny placed among the top 10 in the world for community awareness, and Jimmy Helperty and Jacob Bengal among the top 20 for the financial team event. The international competition is extremely competitive, so these participants certainly deserve recognition for all their accomplishments. A few weeks ago, East Science Olympiad team competed in their state competition for the second year in a row. They finished 10th in the state and medaled in 8 events to finish off a great season. Congratulations to the Science Olympiad team. On May 8th, our seniors displayed their creations for all to see at the annual Senior Art Show. It was a great experience for students to see all the beautiful pieces of artwork that some of our very own artists created. Twice a year, students and staff are honored as Vikings with Pride. Last week, 5 students and 5 staff members were recognized. Congratulations to the following students: Charles Gabel, Evelyn Stale, Jessica Farrell, Nuala Coyle, and Pooja Menon. And to the following staff: Mrs. Conklin, Mr. Farrell, Senora Moreno Davis, Mr. Lewis, and Mr. Ryan. We're very proud to call them our own. As I wrap up my final report, I just want to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you to Dr. Christopher, President Fleming, and members of the board for your time, leadership, and commitment to our schools and students. Your work doesn't go unnoticed, and it has a real impact on the lives of students like myself, Peter, and Diana. This opportunity has meant so much to me. I've grown as a speaker, a leader, and a student, and I'll carry these lessons with me far beyond high school. Though it might be my last time speaking before you, I'll always be proud to represent East and be a part of the WCASD. Signing off for the last time, Madison Matthew.
Well, it's been a pleasure to work with both of you, so I'd like to thank you for that. Good evening, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed your Memorial Day weekends. Here's tonight's report for the month of May at Henderson High School. This month kicked off with junior prom at Henderson. From everyone who went, I heard it was a great night and that the student senate did a great job arranging everything. I also heard that the weather was great, and I can hardly say that for senior prom though. In all seriousness though, senior prom was great. While some minor flooding and a power outage at Henderson just hours before gave us all quite a scare there for a second, prom turned out to be fine. We seniors all had a blast at the Sunnybrook Ballroom, so on behalf of all the attendees, I'd like to thank our terrific class officers, our student senate, our advisors, Ms. Clark and Ms. McClintock, all of the chaperones and the venue staff for making it a very memorable night. Also regarding after prom, which had some of the most elaborate planning and decoration I've ever seen, I'd like to thank all of the parent volunteers, the donors, the PTO, Ms. Pron, and our greater community for spending so much time and energy to make it a really memorable night for all of us. So thank you for all of that. In other news from the past month, on May 21st, Henderson's Black Student Union held their honor cord ceremony. On our spring speaking contest, which focuses on comedic speeches, took place this past Wednesday. Senior Kennedy Carlson came in first place, junior Ian Stefanovsky came in second place, and sophomore Nathan Marty came in third place. Congratulations to all the participants on their hard work. The Westchester girls rugby team, captained by Henderson's own Rourke Santee and Fee Nasir, went undefeated this season, finishing as the top team in Pennsylvania. This past weekend, the team brought home some serious hardware at the Pennsylvania Scholastic Sevens Cup in State College. Congratulations, girls. Additionally, junior Logan Miller qualified for the PIAA State Track and Field Championships in the 3200 and the 1600 after a stellar performance at districts earlier this May. Congrats, Logan. Our drama club held a 3-night performance last week of Sherlock Holmes. The performers all did a great job, and it was immensely funny and entertaining. This past weekend in Atlanta, I know you guys have heard it a bunch of times, but I just have to mention it. Our academic team went down to Atlanta, Georgia, and to compete in the NAQT National Quiz Bowl Tournament, and I'm particularly excited to share that Henderson received 4th in a field of, I think it was 336 teams. I've heard various numbers, but I personally had the privilege to be on the team alongside senior Aiden Anderson, junior Sidar Sumesh, and sophomores Kyle Mead and BJ Nair. I'd like to thank our coaches, Ms. Sweeney, Mr. Johnson, also Mr. Sobiek back there, for helping us make it this far. And I'd like to show off this very gaudy trophy. You should see what first looked like, but at least we have something to break home. Additionally, last week, there was our senior art show. All of the students did a terrific job assembling their portfolios and arranging everything. The creativity and artistic talent in our school really blew me away. So I'd like to commend all of the artists on their work and our art department chair, Ms. Snyder, on organizing everything. It was great for everybody who got to go. As for senior festivities, last week our senior student council organized a spirit week to celebrate our final days as Henderson seniors. Monday was Bring Anything But a Backpack to School Day, which I know our administrators can probably tell you about. During that, I saw people bring in everything from Easter baskets and suitcases to things like shopping carts, drawers, and vacuums. Wednesday was Dress Up Like a Senior Citizen Day. Thursday was Senior Jeans Day, and Friday was Beach Day, during which our student senate surprised us with the senior prank, decorating the lobby like a beach, during which there was a kiddie pool, beach chairs, an umbrella, and plastic flamingos sitting in our lobby. So we all had a good laugh with that. This past Tuesday, Henderson seniors participated in our senior walk, during which we received our caps and gowns, and visited our elementary and middle schools from across the district. From what I've heard, everyone had a great time walking down memory lane, saying hello to former teachers, and for some of us, playing on the playground with the kindergartners. After returning from the senior walk, we seniors enjoyed the senior picnic back at Henderson. On Friday the 30th in the gymnasium, the senior assembly will be held to recognize seniors' work and accomplishment in the classroom and the community throughout high school. Numerous scholarships, awards, military academy, and ROTC appointments will be awarded, so I'd like to congratulate all the students attending in advance on their well-deserved awards. Finally, on Tuesday, June 3rd, the class of 2025 will step foot on Henderson's campus for the last time as seniors at graduation. It will be a bittersweet day for all of us. It is exciting nonetheless as we move on to the world. Congratulations in advance of the class of 2025. As I wrap up tonight, I'd like to thank all of you for this opportunity to serve as Henderson's student representative to the school board this year. I really had a wonderful time working with all of you, Dr. Christopher, Dr. Connolly, members of the board. It was really great to get to know you and work alongside you throughout the year. This duty has been one of my favorite parts of high school, so I'm really appreciative to have the opportunity to do it. Next year, you guys will have Jackson Ogden back there. He is phenomenal, and he will do a great job in the role. So good luck next year, Jackson. You will do great. So thank you once again. Enjoy your evening, and see you guys at graduation.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you all had an enjoyable Memorial Day weekend. Sorry, my voice. Are excited for the end of the year and looking forward to a nice, relaxing summer. I guess we all are. This has been such a busy but productive year. Ruston has been super busy through concerts, sports, senior activities, and end of the year fun. I can't believe this is the last time I'll be updating you all, but here we go. Ruston has been focusing on how we can be role models for other people, and here are just some prime examples. On May 21st, we hosted a special alumni panel where recent graduates came to Ruston to share their experiences and insights on transitioning to college life. The panel provided current students with honest feedback and advice for navigating the first years away from home. A huge thank you to our RHS alumni for giving up their time and support to help the Ruston students prepare for this exciting new chapter. The Jazz Cafe, also held on May 21st, offered a unique opportunity for students to engage in collaboration and creativity while serving as role models for the Stetson Middle School students. During the final piece, anybody had the opportunity to go up and perform a solo, so the players were able to build off of one another's ideas and musical expressions. On May 22nd, the Little Knights preschool program celebrated its graduation ceremony. It was the cutest thing you have ever seen. The preschoolers showcased their choreographed dances and songs, all made possible with the guidance and support of their big teachers. Honestly, taking this course is probably one of the biggest highlights of my high school experience, and that's what made me want to become a teacher. This Memorial Day, seniors Billy Tye, George Harkins, Mace Britton, Daniel Crognoli, and Joey D'Antonio volunteer alongside Mr. Glenn Hutchinson to replace worn and faded flags at St. Agnes and Oakland cemeteries. Their efforts ensure that the final resting places for our veterans are marked with dignity and respect. As we begin to wrap up the spring season, here are just some sport highlights. The baseball, softball, and girls track and field teams were the Chessmont American Conference champions. The boys lacrosse team secured a spot in the state playoffs and will be hosting Downingtown East tonight in the District 1 5th and 6th place game. This year we are sending off 18 of our senior students to play at the collegiate level. We're extremely proud of all of them and wishing them the best. Now on to some senior activities. On May 9th we had our senior prom hosted at Kingsmill Banquet Hall. It was a blast. It was filled with music, dancing, great food, and we also had our post-prom, which consisted of mummers greeting us as we walked in, laser tag, a mechanical bull, and escape rooms. And as promised, I told some of you that I would share my experience. For post-prom, unfortunately, I did not get hypnotized, but I was an assistant with the magician, and I did receive a playing card as a souvenir. I don't know how magicians do their tricks, but it was the coolest thing ever. I also did win AirPods during the raffles, which I was very excited about, and we'll definitely be using them for college. We had our Commitment Day tailgate, senior walkthrough, picnic, and we'll be hosting our senior awards ceremony tomorrow. All these events serve as a trip down memory lane where students are honored for their achievements while being surrounded by their peers. Lastly, I wanted to give a big shout out to Ruston Student Council for voting and choosing me to be this year's school board rep. It has been such an awesome and unforgettable experience where I was able to gain more insight into how policies are passed, working on the new high school schedule, and going to the school director and legislator annual breakfast. Working alongside my fellow school board reps, Madison and Peter, has been amazing, and getting to hear what their high schools do has been wonderful. But you know, at the end of the day, we all know which high school is the best, so Little Knights, thank you so much for such an awesome year.
Thank you so much, Madison, Peter, and Diana. Good luck in your senior year at Westchester, at Penn, and at Pitt. and we will really miss you. I think I can speak for the entire board that we've really enjoyed your updates each month. So thank you, and we'll look forward to meeting the rest of the other two new reps coming on. So again, thanks, have a great summer, and good luck next year. Before we move on to the personnel recommendations, we do need to go back and actually approve the agenda for tonight. So may I have a motion to approve the May 28th, 2025 agenda as amended? Dr. Dietrich, a second. Vice President Bevilacqua, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries. And now we will have our personnel recommendations by
me.
Okay,
So yes, I'm not gonna go through the full report. You guys have it there for you. I do want to highlight our 3 retirees in the report. Kindergarten paraprofessional, secretary at East High School, Vilna Hill, and Susan Johnson, who is the math teacher at East High School, who's been here 17 years. So we're losing some, I'm sorry, Vivian, I did not say her name, but initially, is the kindergarten paraprofessional at East Bradford. So we want to recognize them for their time here in the district. That's all. We'll take a motion to approve the report.
May I have a motion to approve the May 28, 2025 personnel recommendations as presented? Vice President Bevilacqua, may I have a second? Director Fry, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next is approval of the consent agenda. I don't believe we have any removals from the consent agenda tonight. So may I have a motion to approve the May 28, 2025 consent agenda as listed? Director, oh my gosh, is your Parkinson? I have a first, may I have a second? Dr. Dietrich? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, the motion carries. And we'll move on to our committee reports, and Director Durnell is absent tonight, and I believe Dr. Dietrich will be giving us the update on the Teaching, Learning, and Equity Committee report.
Thank you very much. Teaching, Learning, and Equity Committee met this month on May 13th. We approved 3 pupil services contracts. We also heard a presentation on district priorities, and district priorities were, in short, student learning experience, portrait of a graduate, which we've mentioned tonight, this is an ongoing project, evidence of learning, and continuous improvement. That was the bulk of what we did at the meeting this month, and our next meeting will be on Monday, June 16th. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dietrich. The next committee report will be personnel from Director Parkinson.
Thank you. The Personnel Committee meeting was held on Monday, April 28th, 2025. During the meeting, the following was approved by the committee. The purchase of VidCruiter to streamline the pre-screening of candidates, the position, job description, and salary range for elementary assistant principal, the salary range for 12-month coordinator, behavior specialist, nursing services, and social work positions, and the Fox Rothschild engagement letter. We did not hold a committee meeting today, and the next committee meeting will be scheduled for Monday, June 23rd, 2025.
Thank you, Director Parkinson. And Vice President Bevilacqua will now give the Property and Finance Committee report.
Thank you, President Fleming. Property and Finance Committee met last Monday on May 19th. The first item, as we do on a monthly basis, is review the budget forecast model. Mr. Scully reviewed that. The net amount for the current 24-25 changes resulted in a savings of $924,000. We'll use that to reduce the 25-26 budget gap. The net of the 25-26 changes resulted in a decrease in the budget gap of $212,000. Mr. Scully then reviewed the millage calculations, both for Chester and Delaware counties, of a tax increase of 2.9% for each county. Mr. Scully reviewed those schedules, which included a 10-year history of the mandated expenditures and state funding for both the current 24-25 year and next year's 25-26 budget-to-budget comparisons for revenue, and a 10-year history of tax increases in Delaware and Chester counties. The Proposed 25-26 budget reflects the 2.9 millage increase in both counties as stated prior. Mr. Scully then reviewed a chart of the school district's 25-26 proposed millage rates compared to the 24-25 millage rates of school districts in the surrounding Chester and Delaware County. He advised the Property and Finance Committee that the 25-26 millage rates are below the 24-25 millage rates for all districts in both Chester and Delaware counties. So positive news there. The next item, Mr. Scully reviewed the property tax and homestead farmstead exclusion process. Annually, the state provides the district with a means to lower property taxes via this homestead farmstead exclusion, which is funded, of course, by the state's gaming revenues. This year, the state provided the district with over $6 million for property tax relief, which equates to a $248.71 exclusion amount for each qualified property. Annually, the board must approve and accept these funds, use them for tax relief purposes through a resolution. The committee recommended approval to adopt the 25-26 homestead farmstead exclusion resolution, and I do have a motion this evening to approve this. It's item 4, and the motion states as follows: approval is requested of the 25-26 homestead farmstead exclusion resolution. I so move.
I have a first from Vice President Bevilacqua. Do I have a second? Director Fry. Ms. Cherishore, please take a roll call vote for the 2025-26 homestead farmstead exclusion resolution.
Okay. Vice President Bevilacqua?
Yes.
Director Fry?
Yes.
Director Dietrich?
Yes.
Director Herman?
Yes.
Director Fleming?
Yes.
Director Wormsley?
Yes.
Director Parkinson?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Continuing on. Mr. Scully then reviewed the final budget resolution for the next year, 25-26 school year. The final budget resolution for the 25-26 provides general fund appropriations of $333,879,499. The committee recommended approval of this final budget resolution for the 25-26 fiscal year, and I do have a motion to read as follows. Approval is requested of the 25-26 final budget resolution. I so move.
Okay, I have a first from Vice President Bevilacqua. Do I have a second? Dr. Herman? Any questions or comments? Seeing none. Ms. Cherishore, please take a roll call vote for the resolution to adopt the final budget for 2025-26.
Vice President Bevilacqua?
Yes.
Director Herman?
Yes.
Director Wormsley?
No.
Director Parkinson?
Yes.
Director Dietrich?
Yes.
Director Fry?
Yes.
Director Fleming?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Continuing on. Mr. Scully then reviewed the annual tax levy resolution for the 25-26 school year. The annual tax levy resolution for 25-26 sets the real estate tax for Chester County at a rate of 23.3845 mils and Delaware County at 11.3681 mils. The committee recommended approval of the annual tax levy resolution for the 25-26 fiscal year. I do have a motion to read as follows. Approval is requested of the annual tax levy resolution for the 25-26 fiscal year. I so move.
Okay, I have a first from Vice President Bevilacqua. Do I have a second? Director Fry? Any questions or comments? Seeing none, Ms. Cherishore, please take a roll call vote for the annual tax levy resolution for the 2025-26 fiscal year.
Vice President Bevilacqua?
Yes.
Director Fry?
Yes.
Director Dietrich?
Yes.
Director Herman?
Yes.
Director Wormsley?
No.
Director Parkinson?
Yes.
President Fleming?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Continuing on, Mr. Scully then discussed the PA's school code requirements that a school board approve of commitments of fund balance by June 30th. Mr. Scully advised the Property Finance Committee that the committed and assigned fund balance amounts must be coordinated with the district's annual financial report, which is submitted to PDE in October after the annual audit of the financial statements. The state order recommends that each year prior to the June 30th date, the board approves a resolution authorizing the administration to commit and assign fund balances for specific purposes with subsequent board approval of the dollar amounts after completion of that annual order. The administration requests approval of the authorization to commit a fund balance for healthcare stabilization and millage rate stabilization. Approval is also requested to assign these fund balances for alternate education, athletics, property assessment fluctuations, and future staffing needs. The committee recommended approval to commit and assign the fund balances. I do have the last motion. Read as follows. Approval is requested to commit assigned fund balances. I so move.
We have a first from Vice President Bevilacqua. Now, I don't have that this is a roll call vote. Should this be roll call also?
She does not need a roll call.
It's not. Okay. So I have a first from Vice President Bevilacqua. Do I have a second? Dr. Dietrich, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
I continue on just with a few other items. Mrs. Scully, on a periodic basis, on a quarterly basis, gives us an update on right to knows, and basically provided us some information on right to knows over the last quarter. The district spent a little over $5,000 in legal fees to satisfy these requests. The committee recommended future updates to the RTKs or right to knows be provided on a semi-annual basis. Mr. Burster, our Director of Facilities, then provided us a couple updates. The first item was approval of the 25-26 Capital Reserve Project bid awards, and they were read as follows. District-wide concrete sidewalk and curb replacements for an award value of $90,148 to Unix Asphalt Services. Penwood partial roof replacement for a total award price of $73,312 to Garvey Work LLC. Ruston partial roof replacement for a total award price of $7,087 for Larson Lighting Protections. And Ruston High School partial roof replacement for a total award value of $124,500 to Center Roofing and Coating LLC. The committee recommended approval of these 24-25 Capital Reserve Project bid awards as stated. Mr. Burster then provided the committee bid results for previous approved capital projects, and there's as follows. East Bradford paving replacement, award value of $147,110 to T. Stratford Contractors. East High School partial roof replacement for an award value of $13,157 to Larson Lighting Protections. Another one for East High School partial roof replacements for an award value of $589,343 to U.S. Roofing Corp. Fugit partial roof replacement, award value of $12,722 to Larson Lighting Protections. Another Fugit partial roof replacements for an award value of $310,126 to U.S. Roofing Corporation. The committee recommended approval as capital reserve project award bid awards as I stated. The last item in our Property and Finance Committee meeting last week, Mr. Burster is requesting approval for the Board of Directors to enter a Pennsylvania Local Government Investment Trust, known as PLGIT, construction agreement with East Bradford Township for the renovation project at Hillsdale Elementary School. The construction agreement would require $1,271,304 to be placed in an escrow account with PLGIT. The committee recommended approval to enter this Pennsylvania Local Government Investment Trust construction agreement with East Bradford Township for the renovations of Hillsdale Elementary School, as I stated. The next Property and Finance Committee will be held on Monday, June 16th at 6:45. All are welcome to attend, and that concludes my report for this evening.
President Fleming, I forgot something from the personnel. I'd like to recognize two of our new administrators who are here. You've been sitting here quietly and nicely, and I was like, oh man, I messed up, but it's all right. So we have Eddie Otto, who's going to be coming to us as the Supervisor of Music, Health, Physical Education, Arts, and Humanities. He's coming to us from Unionville, so we'll look forward to seeing him start, I believe, on July 1st. And we have Beth Zingman, who will be our Assistant Director of Teaching, Learning, and Equity, who's coming to us from Great Valley. So we are really excited to have both of them here, and thank you guys. I apologize for not.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Wait, you're leaving? Okay, so our final committee report tonight is Director Dietrich with the Policy Review Committee.
Thank you. Policy Review Committee met on Monday, May 19th. The committee reviewed time-sensitive policies along with policies that had minor updates that had to be reviewed prior to the start of the new school year. We will not have a meeting in June or July. Our next meeting will be on Monday, August 18th, and that is my report for tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Dietrich. I know Director Fry will give us this month's legislative report on behalf of Dr. Christie. Is anybody giving the IU report on behalf of Director Dornell? No? Okay, I'm sure he can fill us in next month. Now, Director Fry will give us this month's legislative report.
On May 9th, the CCIU hosted their annual legislative breakfast. Representing Westchester School District were several board members, Dr. Christopher, Dr. Ulmer, and two of our student board reps, Peter and Diana. Although Diana did have to leave a few minutes early for her prom hair appointment. It was great to have, those are Alice's words, not mine, so. It was great to have both her and Peter there in attendance. There were also many legislators, including Congresswoman Christy Houlihan, Senator Carolyn Comita, and a member of Representative Christine Howard's staff. We heard from Congresswoman Houlihan, Dr. George Fiore, who is the Executive Director of the CCIU, and Hannah Barrett, the Executive Director of the Pennsylvania Association of School Business Officials. The theme throughout the presentation centered on the uncertainty of federal funding cuts and the large impacts that they will have on our students and families across the county. For example, the CCIU serves over 370 students through Head Start. With funding frozen, they are struggling to provide health and development screenings and preschool programming for their students. We were all encouraged by Congresswoman Christy Houlihan's dedication to keep advocating for our public schools and the students they serve. The next Legislative Council meeting will be held on June 25th. That concludes my report.
Okay, thank you, Director Fry. Other business. The agenda was amended, so we have just one motion under other business this evening. Director Bevilacqua?
Yeah, the motion states as follows. Approval is requested for a 3-year agreement with Computer Design and Integration, known as CDI LLC, for VMware virtualization software. I so move.
I have a first from Vice President Bevilacqua. May I have a second? Dr. Dietrich? Are there any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have, I apologize, I didn't have my mic on. Next, we have comments from residents. Do we have any non-agenda comments?
Yes, there are 2 comments from residents. The first is Joshua Sims.
Hello all, my name is Joshua Sims, Eagle Scout in Millerstown Troop 78. I am 16 and I'm a junior at Henderson High School. I'm here to talk about scouting within the Westchester Area School District and how it has impacted my life in a positive way. I first got involved with the organization when I was 8 years old at Fern Hill Elementary School with Cub Scout Pack 21. For half of my life, I have matured in many ways due to the opportunities that Scouts have provided. From being educated on how to be safe online, making friends with people I would never have met, and building valuable leadership skills, Scouting America has undeniably allowed me and so many others to learn and grow throughout life. On my journey to Eagle, I have been on so many fun camping trips and outings that I wouldn't have been able to go on without Scouts. I would also have never learned how to perform first aid as well. Scouting America provides so many fun activities and opportunities along with lessons and skills that will be carried all throughout life. When I was doing my Eagle Scout service project, I had to utilize a lot of those skills, putting what I had learned to the test. I had to manage my funds, buy materials, come up with an efficient plan, and most importantly, lead a group of hungry Scouts. Scouting America also allows you to travel the world, whether that be going to Philmont Scout Ranch in New Mexico, Florida Sea Base in Florida, and Countersteg International Scout Center. I myself have been able to experience Switzerland because of Scouts. To conclude, I will share a quote from the creator of Scouting, Lord Baden-Powell, which summarizes a key aspect of the organization. Try and leave this world a little better than you found it. Thank you. Hey there, I'm Robert Graves, resident of the borough of Westchester. I'm here tonight to speak on behalf of scouting families and alumni residents that number in the thousands in the Westchester Area School District. I would like to thank Josh for coming tonight to share his story about how scouting impacted his life. This young man found out about scouting through traditional promotional material and joined a program at Fernhill Elementary School. He and his family have contributed literally hundreds of hours of community service inside the school district, improving our community and improving both our community and his understanding of civic responsibility as he develops into an adult. He has already been on adventures across the country and across the world because he found his way to scouting. The group at Fernhill no longer exists. Families at Fernhill do not have any access to receive information about the scouting program. If no change is made, families like the Sims, Josh and his father, will not have access to the program or its experiences. There's a closet full of thousands of dollars worth of scouting supplies at Fernhill. When this was considered a school group, it was an integral part of many families' experience within the school community. There is no viable way to start this program again with current policies in place. There are about 6 other scout groups in elementary schools with similar stories that have closed down in the last few years, hindering access to this program for future kids and families. We are hoping to see a return to allowing traditional promotion of core programs like ours that are protected by a congressional charter. We hope you will return to allowing distribution of paper flyers, attendance at back-to-school events at all schools, and the ability to present program information during non-instructional time. I would like to thank several members of the school board who have offered support for taking a look at a change in policy, and Dr. Christopher for letting me know that a change is being considered. We are already preparing for the new school year in other districts, and the new school year will start before we know it. I hope that we will be able to make meaningful change for the new school year in Westchester area schools. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming out and commenting. I know you had to wait a long time to speak tonight, and we appreciate your comments, and thank you to everybody here for coming out and everyone who was here who was left. Our next monthly board meeting is on Monday, June 16th. Please note that committee meetings and the monthly board meeting will be held together on this day. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Director Dietrich, a second. Director Wamsley? All those in favor say aye. 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 Opposed? Great. Meeting is adjourned.